Okay, YouTube, we're going to look at another example of solving linear equations, but one in which we have to do some simplifying first. So you notice I titled this the distributive case, but the reason why is because if we're going to solve this equation for x, I notice that I have like x's all over the place. So recall that step number one when you solve an equation is always this: simplify both sides. And what we mean by simplify both sides is this. One, when we say simplify, okay, what we mean is this: distribute or combine like terms. Okay, combine like terms. That's what we want to do first. So in this case, we need to distribute here. Looks like we get 4 times 3x, which is 12x, minus 4 times 5, which is 20 on the left. And on the right side, we would distribute this here. Notice that it only goes through the parentheses. So we say negative 2 times a negative x is a positive 2x. Negative times a negative is a positive. And negative 2 times a positive 8 is a negative 16. And we would just go ahead and carry down this negative 6x. So keep in mind, we're still not simplified, and the reason why is because we have like terms that we need to combine here. On the right side, we have 2x's and negative 6x's. So rewriting everything again, rewriting is a good thing to do. Keep in mind that these are going to combine out. We say a positive 2 with a negative 6 in front with our coefficients is a negative 4 of these x's, and we say minus 16 still. So now we have a choice to make. Now that we've simplified both sides, what we want to do is we want to get all the unknowns on one side. So we can either clear the left side by subtracting 12x's or clear the right side by doing this, adding 4x's. And it seems to me that if we were to add 4x's, there's nothing wrong with subtracting 12x's from both sides. It's just that in this case, what you're going to find is you're left with 16 positive x's on the left. Okay, so we say 16x's minus 20 equals negative 16. And so now we want to get this x by itself. Now that all the x's are on the same side, we want to identify any things that are on the same side with it that we need to get rid of. And we're always going to, with two-step equations, undo addition and subtraction first. So we are going to use the inverse of subtract 20. We're going to add 20. We get 16x's is equal to a negative 16 plus a positive 20, which is a 4. And now we're going to undo multiply by 16, which make this divide by 16. So we get x equals 4 sixteenths, which is totally okay. We could call this 1/4 if we simplify it. So again, this is our solution. And we'll put an exclamation point and a question mark right now because we aren't sure if it's it's going to make this thing true or not. So we need to plug it back into the original expression. So we say our original expression, it looked like this. And on the right side, we had negative 2 times negative blank set of parentheses plus 8 minus 6 times this. And so if we were to plug in a fourth and a fourth, ooh, this is not a very fun one to check. We could do it quickly. We could say, well, inside here we would say 3 times a fourth is 3/4. So we get 3/4 minus 5 equals now negative a fourth plus 8 here. Ooh, I did pick a bad one to do here. We'd say this is 7 and 3/4 in here minus 6/4 out here. And so now on this side we'd say 3/4 minus 5 would be 4 times negative 4 and 1/4 equals negative 2 times, now if we turn this into a mixed number, we'd say 7 times 4 is 28. 28 plus 3 is 31/4 minus 6/4. Now on the left side, if we turn this into a mixed number, we would get this 4 times negative 16 when we multiply negative 4 times 4, plus another 1 is negative 17 total fourths. Here we would get negative 62/4 minus 6 more fourths. And then finally on the left, 4 times 17 is going to be 40 plus 20 is negative 68/4. On the right here we would get negative 68/4. So not very fun to check that one, but we were able to check it, and it's good fraction practice. Cheers.